The tennis world is in chaos. Aryna Sabalenka, the world #1, isn't just losing matches anymore. She's losing respect. And the reactions from other players have been brutal. From Coco Gauff firing back at her French Open comments to Amanda Anisimova standing her ground at Wimbledon, it seems everyone is fed up with Sabalenka's behavior. This isn't about a single match or comment, it's a pattern that's been building all year. While Sabalenka hasn't been officially suspended, she's definitely been suspended from the good graces of the tennis community. Let's break it down. It all started at the French Open final against Coco Gauff. Sabalenka lost in 3 sets, making 70 unforced errors. Instead of accepting defeat gracefully, she shocked the tennis world during the press conference, saying basically, "Gauff didn't win, she lost. I made all those mistakes." She went even further, suggesting that if another player, EAIC, had been in the final instead of her, they would have beaten Gauff. The reaction was immediate. Gauff, normally very diplomatic, called the comments unfair. Fans on social media exploded, and former players criticized Sabalenka for being disrespectful. Renee Stubbs, a former world #1 doubles player, tweeted, "Really disappointed in Sabalenka's comments after losing to Gauff. Show some class, Aryna." Sabalenka tried to fix things with a statement on Instagram the next day, but the damage was already done. 2 weeks later, at the Berlin Open, Sabalenka caused more drama. During a match, she argued aggressively with the tournament supervisor after the match was paused for safety concerns. She accused her opponent of stalling and complained about how officials handled it. Security cameras caught the confrontation. Even though some commentators agreed her opponent was stalling, many criticized Sabalenka for being unprofessional. Fans were also affected. Wednesday ticket holders were told their tickets wouldn't be valid for Thursday's resumption. At Wimbledon, facing Amanda Anisimova in the semifinals, Sabalenka made things worse. Anisimova won a crucial point when her shot clipped the net and dropped over. Sabalenka was angry that Anisimova didn't apologize, confronting her on court. But Anisimova didn't back down, calmly explaining she had done nothing wrong. The tennis community reacted quickly. Fans called out Sabalenka for trying to intimidate younger players. Meanwhile, Anisimova gained respect from other players for standing her ground. By the US Open, Sabalenka's reputation was already damaged, but she made it worse by defending Aryna Ostapenko after Ostapenko's meltdown against Taylor Townsend. Ostapenko had lost control, insulting Townsend during the match. While most players distanced themselves, Sabalenka defended her, suggesting personal problems explained the behavior. Sabalenka said, "She has some things in life to face and some struggles. I was just trying to help her settle down." The reaction from other players was immediate. Many felt she was excusing bad behavior because she identified with it. Taylor Townsend, who was on the receiving end of Ostapenko's outburst, was reportedly upset that the world #1 would defend such conduct. Tennis commentator John Warerheim said, "Sabalenka defending Ostapenko's behavior shows her mindset. She thinks bullying opponents when losing is okay." It became clear to insiders that these weren't isolated incidents. Sabalenka had been showing a pattern all year. She couldn't handle losing gracefully, intimidated younger players, and often made excuses instead of taking responsibility. Former world #1 Martina Navratilova, who rarely criticizes active players, made an exception for Sabalenka. In a Tennis Channel interview, she said, "Aryna has all the talent in the world, but her attitude is becoming a real problem for her opponents, for officials, and for the sport itself." Current players started speaking out too, though carefully. Agasek commented diplomatically on Sabalenka's French Open remarks. "We all need to be careful about how we talk about opponents. Tennis is hard enough without negative comments." Privately, however, players were more direct. A top 10 player, speaking anonymously, said, "Aryna thinks being #1 gives her the right to say whatever she wants. But respect isn't about rankings, and right now she has very little respect from other players." Amanda Anisimova's refusal to be intimidated at Wimbledon became a turning point. After beating Sabalenka in the semifinals, she became a role model for younger players. She showed that talent and composure could overcome intimidation. After the net cord point incident, Anisimova calmly said, "I won that point fairly. I don't think I need to apologize for playing within the rules. If someone has a problem with that, that's their issue, not mine." Sources say rising stars even created a group chat to share strategies for dealing with Sabalenka. The advice: stay focused on your game and don't let her mind games affect you. Coco Gauff handled Sabalenka's French Open comments with maturity, but made it clear she wouldn't tolerate disrespect. Leading up to the US Open, Gauff said, "I know what I did to win that final. I played great tennis when it mattered most. I earned that title." In an exhibition match against Sabalenka in August, Gauff won easily, celebrating more enthusiastically than usual. She added, "I have nothing personal against Aryna, but I also won't let anyone diminish my accomplishments." Tennis officials, who usually avoid player drama, began to express concern. The WTA started monitoring Sabalenka's behavior more closely, and tournament directors briefed officials about potential issues during her matches. One official said anonymously, "We've never had to create 8 special protocols for a world number 1 before, but with Aryna, we expect drama." The ITF also noticed. President David Haggerty said, "All players, regardless of ranking, must maintain the highest standards of sportsmanship, including how they treat opponents and officials." Everyone knew who he was referring to. Sabalenka had another embarrassing moment on national TV when she appeared on the Today Show with Carlos Alcaraz after winning the US Open. She accidentally called him Jannik, confusing him with another player, Jannik Sinner. While Alcaraz handled it graciously, the clip went viral, making Sabalenka look out of touch and inconsiderate. According to multiple sources, Sabalenka's behavior has caused a rift in the women's locker room. Players are divided. Some see her as just competitive, while others believe she's crossed into unsportsmanlike conduct. Several top players have privately expressed frustration with her attitude. A former top 5 player, speaking anonymously, said the problem with Sabalenka is that she thinks being aggressive on court gives her the right to be disrespectful off court. There's a big difference between being a competitor and being a poor sport. Younger players have been particularly affected. Some rising stars have even changed their training schedules to avoid practicing at the same time as Sabalenka, trying to prevent potential conflicts. Some tournaments have adjusted player social events to reduce tension. Fans who once admired Sabalenka's powerful game and fighting spirit have turned against her. Social media is full of criticism, with hashtags like #numberclass, Sabalenka trending after each controversy. Tennis.com forums are filled with negative comments. One fan wrote, "I used to love watching Aryna play, but her attitude has completely turned me off. She's becoming impossible to root for." The contrast with other top players is stark. While discussions about stars like Carlos Alcaraz focus on their game and potential, discussions about Sabalenka often revolve around her controversies rather than her tennis. Even sponsors have privately expressed concern, though Nike continues to publicly support her. Tennis media, initially sympathetic to her struggles, have become increasingly critical. Major publications now question her sportsmanship and attitude. ESPN coverage has shifted from praising her talent to highlighting her controversies. Tennis Channel analysts have also criticized her behavior. Former player Lindsay Davenport said, "Aryna has to understand that being number 1 comes with responsibilities. It's not just about winning matches, you have to represent the sport." International media has also been harsh, particularly in Europe, criticizing what they see as American-style trash talk, invading tennis's traditionally respectful culture. Aryna Sabalenka's behavior reflects a broader issue in modern professional tennis. Some see her as part of a new generation of players prioritizing winning over sportsmanship. Her defenders say she's just being honest and competitive. Her critics say she's eroding the respect and culture that have defined tennis for decades. Former world number 1 Chris Evert commented, "Tennis has always been about respecting your opponent and the sport. Losing that would take away what makes tennis special." The debate has reached beyond tennis. Sports psychologists are studying her as a case of how competitive pressure can affect an athlete's values. Business publications also see her as an example of the importance of personal brand management for modern athletes. As Sabalenka heads into 2026, she faces a crucial choice about her public image and behavior. Though she remains world number 1, her standing in the tennis community is at an all-time low. Several former players have offered to help with media training and sportsmanship. Tennis legend Billie Jean King said, "Aryna is talented enough to win multiple Grand Slams, but talent without character won't leave a lasting legacy." Other players are no longer intimidated by her tactics. The Anisimova effect has inspired players to stand up to unsportsmanlike behavior. As one top 10 player said anonymously, "Aryna can try to bully people, but it's not working anymore. Standing up to her makes you stronger." The tennis world is now watching to see whether Sabalenka can repair her reputation or continue being the player everyone wants to beat, not just because of her ranking, but because of how she carries herself as a competitor. What do you think? Is Sabalenka just being competitive, or has she crossed the line into unsportsmanlike behavior? Can she recover from the damage to her reputation? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more tennis drama updates.